looking through my library, I found something that I think summarizes what I would like to say if I were a poet or a writer or an artist. It comes from Dr. Du Bois. And he's discussing the legacy of John Brown. And John Brown, as you all know, his intense opposition to slavery a little over 100 years ago. And this is what he had to say. And I like to analogize to these warriors when Dr. Du Bois is talking about John Brown. And he starts like this. Please bear with me. That there are in this world matters of vast human import, which are eternally right or wrong. All men and women believe this. Whether the great right comes as the simpler, clear-minded think from the spoken word of God, or whether it is simply another way of saying this. This deed makes for the good of humankind, however it may be. All men know it, and the world knows it here and again and again. The one way is wrong, the other is right, in some vast, eternal sense. On the other hand, it is also true, as human experience again and again shows, that the usual matters of human debate and difference of opinion are not so vitally important or so easily classified. And in most cases, there is much of the right and the wrong on both sides. He goes on, and I'm not going to read it all because these lights are getting hot. But in talking about it, he says about this right and wrong and this eternal light, he goes on to say this. Such philosophy of the world's ways is common, and probably it is well that thus it is. And yet, we all feel it is temporary. It's tentative in its character. We must instinctively distrust its comfortable tone and listen almost fearfully for the greater voice. Its better is often so far below that we feel is a possible best, that its present temporizing evil to us, and ever again, after the world has complacently dodged, has complacently compromised, and skillfully evaded that great evil, there shines a sudden great light. An unwavering, unflickering brightness, blinding by its all-seeing brilliance, making the whole world simply a light out of darkness, a right and a wrong. Such a light was the soul of John Brown. He was simple, exasperatingly simple, unlettered, plain, and homely. No man of culture or learning or well-being or tradition moved him to the slightest degree. Slavery is wrong, he said. Kill it, destroy it, uproot it. Cut it off at the stem, branch. Give it no quarter, exterminate it, and do it now. Such is the light of these great warriors. We could simply cross out John Brown and put Grace and Jimmy Boggs into those words. There is a great light that shines and illuminates eternal right and wrong. And for every generation, it seems, there are men and women like Grace and Jimmy who are placed here among us at some of the darkest times, some of the darkest periods, some of the darkest hours of our existence.